And this week's video diary is by Sarah Duthie from Greenpeace, and she records how she and some of her colleagues have spent months out at sea trying to monitor pair trawlers, which they blame for the dolphin deaths.
Every year, hundreds of dolphins and porpoises are washed ashore dead on the beaches of the UK and France. We're going out to the English Channel to document the problem at sea, because the animals that wash ashore are only part of the problem. Many thousands more actually die in the fishing nets at sea and never come back to shore. My name's Sarah Duthie and I'm an oceans campaigner for Greenpeace. I'm on board our newest ship, the Esperanza, and we're out here in the English Channel campaigning against dolphin bycatch. Every year, thousands of dolphins and porpoises are killed in these waters in huge fishing nets. The fishing nets are so big that they're towed by 2 fishing boats, and the mouths of them can be as large as 2 football fields. What this is an underwater microphone that's 300 metres behind the boat. These are the noises that dolphins make as they're trying to find things in the water. It's called echolocating, and you can hear some of the clicks they make. They also make squeaks and buzzes at different times. Between 9 and 5 every day, we have people out here on the bridge wings spotting for dolphins. Obviously, when we're searching in the channel for the trawlers, we follow a pattern so we can maximise our chances of finding the trawlers that we're after. We'll chart a course which will enable us to look at the largest area possible of the channel, and we're able to sweep backwards and forwards and find the trawlers where they're fishing. And here we are on the bridge of the Esperanza. The first indication we get of trawlers is a mark on the radar, and as we get closer to them you can sometimes see them splitting in two. That's when we know they're pair trawlers. I was woken up about an hour ago with 2 possible sets of pair trawlers on the radar. We went up to the bridge and had a look at them. It seemed as if one pair started hauling at around 6:30. The other pair continued to trawl. We're now going to be going out in the inflatable to go and see that pair as they're trawling, to observe them hauling and to see what we can find in their nets. Getting on board a fishing boat while you're at sea isn't an easy thing to do. The fishing boats rock and roll around in the water, and you're getting on from a small inflatable up usually quite long ladders. It's not an easy thing to do, but it was really good to be able to talk face to face with the skippers at sea. We gave him a copy of the report that we'd launched earlier this year. He was quite open to talking to us about the problem. We've just got back to the Esperanza. We had a very, very cold and wet 10 hours in the inflatable alongside the pair trawlers that we saw this morning on the radar. We stayed out there until they hauled their nets. In total they had about 12 or 14 fish in their nets, no dolphins. We knew that we'd see dead dolphins on this trip, but nothing really prepares you for when you actually do see them. To me, they just symbolise the life and the beauty of oceans, and to see them floating belly up, not moving, it looks like the oceans are dead and dying. Today we spotted 5 dead dolphins floating in the water near the ship. We could only see them about 50 metres away from our ship because they're very, very difficult to spot. We brought each of these on board so we could measure them, take their body temperatures and catalogue all the injuries that they had on their bodies. Each of these dolphins showed signs of having net marks on them. They had broken beaks which were bleeding, they had missing teeth, they had torn fins and flippers, and they had net marks on their bodies. We're now back on land after 7 weeks at sea. While we've been out there, we've seen 16 different sets of trawlers. We've seen 31 hauls from close by in the inflatable, and we've seen 11 dead dolphins floating in the water. Coming back to shore, now more than ever, I know that we have to stop this problem of bycatch.